Hey guys, I'm Seed, and today we're gonna see if I can beat Pokemon LeafGreen randomized with Gardevoir only. Well, if you're seeing this video, you already know the answer to that, but anyway, before we begin, here are the rules. Now with that, we start with naming a player character. I named him God because why not? And don't worry, the fifth letter of my name is M. But anyway, an memorable character farts because he stinks, and yeah, that's it. But moving on, after leaving the house without telling my mom and trying to walk on some grass, Professor Oak comes up somewhere to tell him it's dangerous to go alone, so come to my lab, which sounds really fishy, but hey, who cares? So I went to his lab and found farts there stinking up the place, which I had to bear. But after a while of Oak's monologue, I finally got my starter, Gardevoir. Now the other two were Onyx and Exploud, and the main reason I didn't pick Onyx was because he's pretty bulky mon, and yeah, he might be quadruped to water and grass, plus steel, and since they didn't make a rule that you can't evolve your Pokemon, he'll just get thicker, which won't be exciting enough. And Exploud is a normal type Pokemon with only one weakness, being fighting types and immune to Ghost, which can be annoying, but he starts already with a move called Astonish, which is a Ghost type move that can flinch my opponents, which makes him a scary Pokemon to face off against. Now with all of that, let's continue. After leaving Oak's Personal and getting a Pokedex, I thought it'd be a good idea to fight Farts without training, which resulted in me losing against his Pinda, which is embarrassing, but I didn't let that bother me, so I went through Viridian Forest, battled some trainers with some interesting Pokemon, and made it to Pewter City. And the battle with Brock started well because his first Pokemon was a Ditto, which I took down without any problems, but his ace Pokemon was a Tauros, who hit hard and was faster than me. And yes, I didn't train again, which resulted in me losing. But don't worry, I got lucky on the second try thanks to Gardevoir confusing him, which led to him hitting himself, which led to an opening so that I can come in, take him down, and get my first gym badge. And after that, I decided to finally grind, and after a while, I was ready to take anything, I think. But anyway, after going through Mount Moon and fighting some trainers with some interesting Pokemon, we finally made it to Cerulean City. Now before fighting Misty, I decided it'd be a fine idea to go through Nugget Bridge, fight some trainers so I can get some experience. But before I can do that, I bumped into Farts, who I'm actually happy to see because I can finally get revenge on that Spinda, which wasn't possible because he doesn't have it anymore, which I'm okay, don't worry, I'm fine. But anyway, after mopping the floor with him and going through Nugget Bridge and beating some trainers, I finally made it to Bill, who's a Pokemon now, but he told me what to do to fix him up, and after fixing him, he gives me an SSN ticket as thanks, and now I'm finally ready to fight Misty. Now the fight against Misty was pretty much a cakewalk. It barely took me 2 seconds, and thanks to that being really easy, I got my second gym badge. After getting it, stopping at Team Rocket Grunt, and beating some kids for some, experience, I finally reached Vermilion City. Now for me to fight Lieutenant Sturge, I first have to get cut from the captain of the SSN, so I went to the SSN, defeat some trainers so I could get some of that good experience. And I was about to enter the captain's quarters, but then Farts comes out, smelling like one of my farts after I ate some baked beans. But anyway, after mopping the deck with his face and giving the captain a good back rub, he gives me cut as thanks, and now that I've cut, I can finally fight Lieutenant Sturge. So let's teach guard. So because Gardevoir can learn cut, I had to find a Pokemon that can. After half an hour, I found one, started cut, went through Lieutenant Sturge's gym, went through his puzzle, went through his trainers, and then I finally reached this guy. Like, oh my god, it took me so long, but anyway. Now, the fight with him was easier than getting to him, thankfully, and because of that, I got my third gym badge. To get in, my next destination is Celadon City. Now, to get there, first I have to pass through the Dark Cave, Lavender Town, and some trainers. Well, a lot of trainers. Man, Gen 1 has a lot of trainers. But anyway, now for me to travel through the Dark Cave, I have to get Flash. Well, I don't have to, but I pretty much want to see where I'm going. So for me to get Flash, I had to go to one of Oak's assistants. To get Flash, I first have to catch 10 Pokemon from the Kanto region. After catching 10 of those, I can finally get Flash. Now let's teach. Now that I would have done if I didn't actually have a Pokemon that can learn Flash, thanks to actually me catching a Magneton when I was trying to find 10 Pokemon from Kanto region, and thanks to that I don't have to teach my Gardevoir Flash. And after going through the Dark Cave in Lavender Town, I finally made it to Celadon City. Yeah, before I reached Celadon City, there was a double battle that I had to do. Don't worry, I didn't use my combustion. I only used my Gardevoir. My combustion, I just pretty much threw Pokeballs with him. So with that, let's continue. Now Erica was a joke. My Gardevoir was just a monster, taking on her Pokemon without breaking a sweat. and thanks to Gardevoir being a beast, I got my 4th gym badge. Now, before I battle Sabrina, I decided to go battle Koga first because getting Sabrina takes a while. Well, Koga's kind of the same, but anyway, first I have to get the Scoop Lance from Giovanni so that I can pass the Ghost in Pokemon Tower. Now, getting to Giovanni was really easy. Just beat up the Grunt in the game corner, hit the switch behind the poster, go into the hideout, find that one Grunt with the elevator key, beat him up, and get the elevator key. Now, Giovanni was easy because my Gardevoir was just too OP, and thanks to that, I got the Scoop Lance. Now, off to the Pokemon Tower. When I got there, I found Farts crying over his dead Pokemon, so you know what I did? I beat him up, which now that I think about it is actually a jerk thing to do, but anyway, after coming to the tower, helping the Ghost of America pass on and beating the living crap out of some Team Rocket grunts who were actually responsible for its death, and saving Mr. Fuji, he gave me a Pokeflute as thanks. Now with the Pokeflute, I woke up the Snorlax that was randomized to Golbat, knocked it out, went through Cycling Road, bumped into an annoying trainer, and arrived at Fuchsia City. Now before I fought Koga, there was this trainer with a Shedinja, and you guys know what it has, right? Wonder Guard, meaning only super effective moves can hit it, and my Gardevoir doesn't have any super effective moves, which led to it fainting, and I accidentally also used Combustion to KO it, but don't worry, I lost that battle. But anyway, now the fight with him was, well, I won't call what happened between us a fight because Gardevoir was just too powerful for him, which resulted in me getting my 5th gym badge. Now before I could fight Sabrina, first I have to stop Team Rocket at Silco, so I did all of that, stopped Team Rocket, stopped Giovanni, oh I bumped into Farts too, beat him up too, and got a Master Ball, and now with all of that done, I can finally fight Sabrina. Now the fight with Sabrina was just too easy, but hey, at least her Gardevoir took one of my attacks and lived, but still wasn't strong enough to beat me, and thanks to that, I got my 6th gym badge. Before I could go to Blaine, I first had to get the HM Surf and a Gold Teeth so I can give to the guy next to the Pokemon Center so I can get the HM for Strength that I can use later on. And after getting them, reaching Cinnabar Island and going through the mansion, getting the key to LeafGreen's gym, I can finally fight him. Now the battle with him was just too easy, but hey, at least Articuno took one of my hits. But still, thanks to it being so weak and my Gardevoir being so powerful, I got my 7th gym badge. Now, the 8th gym is at Vermilion City, and after passing some trainers, we reached the gym leader who's none other than Giovanni. Now, he said if I beat him right here, right now, he'll disband Team Rocket, so I did just that, and after that, I got 8th gym badge. Now, on to the Elite 4. Now before I got there, I bumped into Farts who I destroyed without any problems, but remember guys, I won here without ever suspecting the horrors that await me at the league. Now after going through Victory Road, arriving at the league, and healing Gardevoir, I'm finally ready to fight the Elite 4. I think. Now for these 5 individuals, I actually had to make a strategy, but I actually didn't, which led to me losing against Agatha. But at least now I know what Pokemon they have. So with this information and a strategy this time, I reached Agatha, beat her, reached Lance, beat him, and now the only person I have to beat is Farsh, which sounds easy, but in reality it wasn't. You see, I didn't manage my PP, and because of that his Deoxys defeated me. Now on my second try against him, I managed my PP better, but you guys know what happened? His Deoxys had Mirror Coat, which KO'd me, so now I have to be careful of that. But anyway, now after going to the Elite 4 for the 3rd time and reaching him, our battle starts, and after taking down 5 of his Pokemon, reaches Deoxys, which I KO'd with a crit Psychic. And thanks to that, I won and registered myself with a Hall of Fame. So can you beat Pokemon LeafGreen randomized with Gardevoir only? Yes you can. If you plan it out and think before you do something, it's possible. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys later. Don't forget to subscribe and have a nice day.